Grade 6 Science Light, Shadows and Reflections Lesson Plan. Lesson Objective. Students will understand the properties of light, how shadows are formed, and how light is reflected. Materials: whiteboard or blackboard, markers or chalk, flashlight or torch, small mirrors, cardboard cutouts for creating shadows, prisms, optional for exploring light refraction. Lesson Plan. Session 1, Introduction to Light. Objective: introduce the concept of light and its properties. Begin the class with a short discussion. Ask students what they know about light. Elicit responses and write them on the board. Explain the properties of light. Light is a form of energy that travels in straight lines. Light travels very fast, at approximately 300,000 km per second. Light can be absorbed, reflected, or transmitted when it interacts with objects. Conduct a hands-on activity. Distribute flashlights and small mirrors to students. Ask them to explore how light travels in straight lines and how mirrors can reflect light. Summarize the key points about light and its properties. Session 2, Shadows. Objective: understand how shadows are formed and the factors affecting their size. Review the key points about light from the previous session. Introduce the concept of shadows. Explain that shadows are formed when an object blocks light. Discuss the relationship between the position of the light source, the object, and the shadow. Demonstrate shadow formation. Use a flashlight and cardboard cutouts of different shapes to cast shadows on a screen or wall. Show how the size of the shadow changes with the distance between the light source and the object. Hands-on activity. Divide the students into pairs or small groups. Provide them with different objects and flashlights. Ask them to observe and draw the shadows produced by different objects. Class discussion. Have students share their observations and discuss the factors affecting shadow size. Session 3, Reflections. Objective: explore how light is reflected and understand the laws of reflection. Review the concept of light and shadows. Introduce the concept of reflection. Explain that reflection occurs when light bounces off a surface. Discuss the laws of reflection. The angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. The incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal, perpendicular line to the reflecting surface all lie in the same plane. Conduct a mirror reflection activity. Provide small mirrors to each student or group. Ask them to explore how light is reflected off the mirrors and to draw the incident and reflected rays. Hands-on activity. Use the small mirrors to demonstrate the laws of reflection and measure angles. Class discussion and conclusion. Review the laws of reflection and discuss real-life applications of reflection. Session 4, Recap and Application. Objective: review the concepts of light, shadows, and reflections and apply them to real-life situations. Begin with a quick recap of the previous sessions. Engage the class in a group discussion. Ask students to think of examples of light, shadows, and reflections they encounter in their daily lives. Real-life application activity. Divide students into small groups and provide each group with a scenario, e.g., a car's rear-view mirror, a periscope, a kaleidoscope. Ask them to explain how light, shadows, and reflections are involved in the given scenario. Presentations. Have each group share their scenarios and explanations with the class. Summarize the key points from the entire unit on light, shadows, and reflections. Assessment. Observe students' participation during the hands-on activities and class discussions. Review their drawings and explanations from the shadow and reflection activities. Ask questions to assess their understanding during the recap and application session. Homework. Assign a worksheet with questions related to the concepts of light, shadows, and reflections for reinforcement and review.